Welcome back to the Naked Lens podcast. I'm Viviana, and today we are outside because it is spring break. It is hot, it is toasty, and I'm already regretting my decision to record this podcast outside. But you know what? We're just going to go along with it. We're just going to go along with it for the vibes. So, I fear that we have really learned nothing from the other podcast videos because we are continuing our mistakes of the ways we capture women in the industry. So today I'm going to go over some rules and guidelines to capturing females in the photography industry. And I will say this might be my last time gentle parenting all of you. So listen closely, learn, and let's create some really good eye-catching photos because my feed has been kind of dry lately, I'm not gonna lie, and we're gonna fix that. So we're gonna start off with rule number 1 because I just seen it. Bent over and greasy is not hot. It is not doing anything. I went to the beach the other day just to vibe. And the amount of models I seen greased up by these rocks with hella photographers was crazy. And I cannot stand, I just can't. It really did it for me. And, you know, it was not a vibe. So we're going to fix that. So with that said, real beauty is in the angles, the confidence, and the storytelling, which I have said before. You're not just shooting a body, you're shooting personality, power, and presence. 3 P's. Personality, power, and presence. Stop making the poses super exaggerated with curves and making these girls have back-breaking contortions because it looks unnatural and I'm sure it feels unnatural and icky for them. So, with that said, softness, strength, and elegance says a lot more than a forced arch does. And a forced arch with a pouty face. Instead, we are going to guide our subject into more natural, comfortable poses that enhance their features without looking forced. And think about the lighting. Think about how lighting is playing a role in... Think about how lighting interacts with the body and how it's highlighting certain curves or certain collarbones or elongating necklines and accentuating her hands or her body in certain ways. Because ultimately, the photo is about flow and not force. Oh my god. I think that was a squirrel. I don't know what that was. Anyways, it's supposed to be about no, there's something big. Oh, it's a bird. It's a bird. Okay. Yes, so accentuating hands, it's not about how forced the photo is, it's about the flow of the photo. Okay, rule number 2. If we're just saying turn towards me and we're not explaining anything, I feel like we as a photographer are lost. What do I mean by that? If you've ever mumbled, just turn this way, or just completely moved your hands as if you were directing traffic, we need to train ourselves to do a better job at expressing what we want. So, whether the model is a pro or a first timer, sometimes they need guidance, which isn't bad. Everybody needs guidance. Everybody needs to know what they look like. So sometimes they need guidance, and they're not mind readers. And unless they're a very well-seasoned model, they're probably not going to automatically know what looks good on camera and what doesn't look good on camera right away. So, the cheat code for this. For a soft, feminine energy, the angle should be fluid. The weight of the woman should be slightly shifted. The curves should be emphasized naturally, not forced or put in a position. And the hands and fingers should be relaxed and gently placed and not like straight out like an action figure. I feel like sometimes, a lot of the times we don't know what to do with arms or hands as a photographer, and honestly, like, I struggle with that too, because I'm just like, just cut off your hand, just like act like it's not there, which obviously we can't do that, and that's a joke, but let them be gentle, let them be soft. I always joke actually that, like, with some of my clients when they're posing, I'm like, you have dinosaur hands. If you've worked with me, you probably have heard that before, but I call it dinosaur hand because it's just like very like T-Rex looking, very clawy, very not natural. So I will say, do not let them have dinosaur hands in the photos. Okay. Another part of this cheat code is for strength and power in a pose, you want more of a squared shoulder, engaged core, strong eye contact, and this is less about the natural flow and more about the dominance in the frame. So it's okay for this to be more cunty, a little bit more forced, in a very like power pose way. Okay. With this said, we also need to stop telling models just to look natural without direction. So, I feel like, personally, that's like telling somebody to dance without giving them, like, any music and direction in what type of dancing they need to do. It's just awkward and unnecessary, and I feel like instead of just saying this, we need to actually direct, and using that cheat code will actually help you be able to direct them in a way that they need to be directed. Rule number 3. If you're shooting boudoir or semi-nude, do not be an HR case. Do not be an HR case. Because we have these lovely, lovely boudoir boys and the self-proclaimed empowerment photographers who somehow only shoot naked women and then have 0 repeat booking clients. And you know what? Here's the deal. I said it once, I'll say it again. If you're shooting lingerie, implied nudity, or anything intimate, professionalism is everything. It's just how it is. Your energy sets the tone for these photo shoots. And if you're acting nervous, weird, or maybe even a little bit flirty, the photos are going to show that. They're going to be uncomfortable and they're going to show that. So, I have some tips for you guys on how to talk to your models if you are doing these type of photo shoots. Because I feel like as a guy, you're like, okay, what do I say to be professional instead of being like, oh, that looks hot, oh, that looks good, whatever. Oh my God, the sun? Hello? Please don't fall in the pool. Okay. I feel like that's better. Okay. So, tips for speaking as a male to these models when doing these types of photo shoots. You're going to speak clearly and with confidence. Do not act like you're a middle schooler who is afraid to say the word bra. And you know what? Like, that's just uncomfortable and weird. And just don't do that. Just speak with confidence. This is a big one. Give compliments about the pose. Do not give compliments about the body. Let me say that again because I feel like that's a big one. Do not give compliments about the body, but proceed to give compliments about the pose. What do I mean by this? Saying, oh, that pose elongates your legs, etc. Using professionalism terms helps the model feel comfortable in the setting, especially if you are a male photographer. Things to not say are like, damn, your legs look so long. They look so good in this. Don't. Everybody likes a hype man. But in a professional setting, it just makes you kind of uncomfortable because you're like, oh, like, okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. So yeah. Words are key. Anatomy is key. And use those types of terms instead of man terms for describing things. Okay, another tip is keep your hands off unless she asks for hands-on guidance. And if you are doing hands-on guidance, continue to ask for permission in order to do so. Just because she gave you permission at the start of the shoot does not mean that she's going to give you permission at the end of the shoot, because something might have happened. She might be uncomfortable. She might not be feeling as confident in, what's going on anymore. So continue to ask for permission to touch if you're going to reposition her in any way. And if you're a man who wants to work in this type of field with this type of photography, it's not about what you find sexy or hot, like I said before in my other podcast. It's about making your subject feel comfortable, confident, and powerful. And if you're there for the wrong reasons, trust me, the model or the woman or the client can tell. So please, just don't even try. Okay, rule number 4. Composition matters more than curves. A good pose is nothing without the right framing. Too many men don't understand the angles of women and shooting from eye level or shooting from lower level. And to this I say, research your model's body. Research your model's body. Study their Instagram. I am a huge studier. Not in school. I actually dropped out of school. If you're my grandparents, I'm still in school. But I am a huge studier when it comes to body composition. I research my model. I research the top shoots that she's been in, or he's been in, but I mainly deal with girls. So I research the top shoot she's been in. I research how she looks, what her body type is, what poses look good on her, what poses I think I can do with her, and then I bring that to shoot day. So I do not go into shoot day blind. If I am taking up somebody's time, I do my part in researching what looks good for them, their height, their length, like everything. So when I get there, I don't just blindly walk into something and waste their time, because I'm not going to waste your time. So I always research my model. I always research my clients. I get a feel for them, and then I just shoot. If you see my dog in this, his name's Remington. Yes, named after the rat, Remy the rat. He's a rat dog, so it makes sense. Off topic, but just in case you see him in frame. Anyways, yes, research your model's body, research their body type, and figure out what's going to look good for them. So whether it's lowering the camera or raising the camera or cropping in certain ways. You know, just figure out what looks good for them. Some golden tips to remember. I feel like lowering your camera, it normally elongates the body and it flattens the body as well. So lower level, lengthier model, and just ultimately like flatter look for them as well. Watching your cropping is another one. Don't cut people off at the joints. It looks weird. Sometimes like for cinematic images, like I'll do it, but ultimately cutting them off at a joint doesn't really do anything. Try and get above the joint if you are gonna crop. Another one, this is a personal preference. Stop shooting at 50 millimeters from 3 feet away. Back up, give some breathing room, and let the composition of the photo breathe. All right. So, final thoughts for this, just to like kind of wrap it up. Women are not props, they're subjects. And although this should be obvious, but apparently it needs to be said, photographing women is about capturing them, not about boosting your ego. I said it once, I'll say it again, I'll continue to say it until we learn. If your portfolio looks like you just collect a woman, like Pokemon cards, we need to rethink our intentions and our style of shooting. And just remember that a great photographer brings out confidence, grace, emotion, not just skin, not just curves. And just next time, again, like I said before, when you pick up your camera, ask yourself, am I here to create art, or am I just doing this for my own satisfaction? So we need to be better, shoot better, and pose with a purpose. And the purpose being making the model feel confident and powerful. So I think that's it for today. I might do another episode going over this. I think next episode I'm actually going to be going over body types so I can help you guys understand the woman body and the different types of woman bodies. So I think that's what next week is going to be. But that's it for today. I hope that you found some of these helpful. I hope that I didn't call you out. And I hope I did call you out if you're the person doing this. And go practice, get better, and thank me later. But don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, leave a message, and stop making women look like contortioned mannequins and uncomfortable, because that's what I've been seeing. So I'm going to end it there. Go jump in the pool or something. Talk to you guys next week.